Well, hello again. I hope you noticed on the calendar that today is Friday the 13th, but not to worry, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and for a lot of you, I hope that means really neat things. 80N, if you're in 80N, I just want to say something. Australia, wow, you're doing great. Caden, Gonzo, Bronson, way to go. And many of the others of you in that class are getting scores in the high 70s or even in the high 60s, not scores, where you are right now in your class grade. So that's well done. Way to go. If you're in 81N, Mother, Cha-Cha, Bubbles, good work. And others of you in that class are scoring in the high 60s, or actually in the high 60s for your average. At this point, that's good. So keep up doing the good work. 04N, Quick, good job, and Dozer is also doing well, and others of you in that class are in the high 60s, so keep up the good work. For the most part, you're doing a good job, and that's good because that means that things are happening, and that's always a good sign. And if you have any questions, don't forget, give me a call. Now, what's wrong? Why are grades not good for some of you? Well, there are too many zeros. That means you're not turning in the assignments. Also, if there's a red square with a 0 in it, that means it is severely overdue. And if you send that assignment in, it will be penalized for being severely late. Now, even penalized, it's not as bad as it remaining a 0. So please turn in those assignments. It is crucial that you do that. If it's a yellow square, it means the assignment's late. Get it in. Quit holding up on doing that stuff. Get the assignments in. Some of you are not taking the quizzes, and the quizzes affect your final grade. We're already on quiz 3. If you haven't done 1 and 2, you need to go back and do them if you have not already done them. Also, you need to send me your choice for your service learning project. As the instructions indicate, I have to approve where you will be going. So it's got to be somewhat detailed. Read the assignment, find out what the requirements are, and then tell me where you choose to go or where you want permission to go, and whether or not it meets the requirements of a worthy place for you to go. Read up, and if you don't tell me enough, I'll just send it back and say not enough information. You may do your service learning work. You can kind of start now if you want to. Do not turn in the paperwork on that project until it comes up in the assignments, and all you have to do is look on the assignments page and you'll see when that's coming up. But hang on to it until then. Also, some of you did not watch last week's YouTube, and as a result, you missed an announcement. And let me just say that there's a reason why we do these. You missed something that could help you. All I can say is maybe you want to go back and take a look at that. You're not labeling your papers. Some of you are not labeling your papers correctly or all the way correctly. Now listen carefully to what you're supposed to do. Your try-it should say the week, coming up week 5. It should say the try-it number. So let's say in week 5 you're doing try-it 3, and it should have the title of the try-it. And in week 5, try-it 3 is form a study group. All of that ought to be on that paper along with your name. When you are answering some of the other things where there are several things to answer, don't give me a reflection paper that says, number 1 is yes, number 2 is no, number 3 is this. No, I want a reflection paper. I don't want the answers. I want the reflection paper on what doing that exercise did for you. Also, if you've been in the situation that it's being talked about, or that is the subject of the try-it, or the case of, or nickel and dime, then relate it to yourself in doing that. Also, some of the submissions for the reflections are not meeting the requirement. They need to be 1 page, double-spaced, and it should be filled in there. If you're sending in 1 or 2 sentences, that's not good enough, and you will not pass the assignment if that's what you do. If you get a grade lower than 70, it's in the 60s or lower, that means your submission is deficient. It's too short, not thought out, grammatically wrong, any number of things. Take a look at those numbers. They tell you a lot. Read the rules on the discussion board participation. Some of you are not participating according to the rules. And what are the requirements of your participation on the discussion board? And then step it up a little bit on that. Also, check the deadlines for submission of discussion board participation. Ironically, most of you are doing very well in this class, and you're getting all of the things done on time. You're focusing on the right things, but what I have a tendency to do is focus on the negative and talk about the people and the things that aren't going right. So I'll try to fix that, and we'll try to talk more to the positive and less to the people that don't seem to care or don't want to do the work. Those of you that are doing well in this class, keep it up. You will do quite well. Finally, don't send me anything earlier than 48 hours before it's due. That means for a Monday deadline, you should be sending it to me on Saturday. Don't send things to me prior to Saturday. Also, that's an email reason with Ivy Tech. It keeps my email from getting all clogged up. Also, read about putting your class section number, 80N, 81N, farthest left on the subject line of any email message you send me, whether it's an assignment or a question or whatever. And then after you put that on there, then tell me what you're sending me. You're sending me a question. If it's a question and it's in there and it just says 81N, I don't deal with questions any sooner than I deal with the assignments, and I have work studies who download these things for me, so you need to clearly label something if you need some kind of a response any sooner than what you're getting. Now, in 04N, you don't send me emails. You hand me things in person, in class, and so I don't expect to get any emails from anyone in 04N unless it's an emergency. As I said, you've got a lot of things you're doing right. Take the tests. We're on test 3 now this week. Monday, test 4 opens. There are 10 tests. I think there were 10 nickel and dimes. Dimed. There are also the case of, and every week, keep up to date on the papers. Listen what I said about turning in your proposed site for your service learning project, and you should be looking ahead to the final project to see what you're going to need to be doing there, and you may want to kind of think about some things you might want to gather to have that ready for you. Overall, nice job. Keep up the good work. Happy Valentine's Day. And we don't have a holiday coming up here until spring break, but look forward to that. Weather's supposed to be a little bit nicer temperature-wise, maybe some snow this weekend, but think of it this way. Once we get through March and sectional basketball time, the last of the blizzards is gone, and it is spring. Keep up the good work. We'll see you next time. Have a great one. Bye.